We'll wait and see. Looking forward to that, but certainly looking forward to this as well. Amber Sky, there, the horse who, as Jenny was saying, did so well in the UAE last time out. It ran very well in the UAE on the back of a slightly underwhelming season here in Hong Kong. That was a good effort, and maybe there might be a bit more globe-trotting for this one as well as the season and year progresses. But the red light is on, flashing away. They're going to be loading very shortly. Where better to go than right up there to the top of the grandstand and Brett Davis.
Thanks, John. Yes, first group race of the season coming up here, the National Day Cup. And a terrific lineup of Hong Kong's sprinters, with Rad, the favourite, at 2.5, only beaten once in his 5 starts here over the straight 1,000. Ironically enough, that was last year when he got very hot behind the gates. 4.5 Penophobia, 7.7 for Amber Sky. Not Listening to Me, he's come right down. He was 7.9 at one stage. He's down to 6 now. 12 for Bundle of Joy, last year's winner. And All You Wish, as I mentioned earlier on in the day, some all-up money going into him. He's out to 12 now, but he was much shorter earlier on. Bundle of Joy to come up with Access Years, Golden Harvest and Amber Sky. So one of the initial lead-ups towards the international races for the sprinters here in Hong Kong. The Celebration Cup a little later on as well. See the return of Dan Excel. Dominant, rewarding hero. Amongst others, Contentment as well. Set to go. First feature of the day. 1,000-metre charge. Off. Well, Rad hopped up at the start, but he still began fast. Golden Harvest away quickly with Charles the Great. Look at the steam coming from the middle part of the track. Amber Sky, Not Listening to Me, Penophobia and Super Horse. Bundle of Joy settles down behind with Charles the Great. Access Years, Frederick Engels. 2 further back to All You Wish, and Tour de Force is last of all. Amber Sky with great pace, looking to cross over and head off Rad, who punches through. Golden Harvest very handy from Not Listening to Me. Penophobia, Super Jockey, Bundle of Joy to the middle, and Charles the Great is lurking behind them as they come down inside the 500. Golden Harvest took over from Rad. He's gone. Not Listening to Me's joining in. Then Super Jockey, Penophobia, Bundle of Joy, Charles the Great, but Not Listening to Me dashed to the lead, cleared out 2 lengths from Golden Harvest. Then Super Jockey. It's all Not Listening to Me. He's charging away with the National Day Cup. Brilliant performance. Not Listening to Me from Super Jockey and Charles the Great, and then Frederick Engels. Some disappointments though. Penophobia, Tour de Force, All You Wish, Access Years, Bundle of Joy never got into it. Then Golden Harvest, and the 2 trailers, Rad and Amber Sky. Not Listening to Me, Super Jockey, Charles the Great, Frederick Engels, Golden Harvest, Access Years, there's Penophobia with All You Wish, Bundle of Joy never got into it, Tour de Force. Have a look at the speedsters. There's Rad and there's Amber Sky. So it's back to the drawing boards for those 2, but it's onwards and upwards for Not Listening to Me. John Moore, 9, 5, 4, 11, 55, 9. Big day at the office. Neil Callan, he's won the first group race of the season.
Yeah, great performance. Neil Callan riding there for John Moore on the winner. We'll have the official result shortly, but he's having a great day at the office this National Day in Hong Kong. As Trackside 1 continues this Thursday evening, and we return to Alexandra Park for our next. Of course, we're back a race, so we're around about 8 minutes away from race number 6 on the program, the second leg of tonight's Pick 6, where we're down to 13,604.66 live units after that first leg, with Leanne's Boy getting up the favourite in the first leg of the Pick 6 tonight. Of course, we do have the quaddie. It'll start with race number 7, our feature, the Alabar Spring Cup, now due at 9:41. But race number 6, Eyebrow, for Maurice McKendry is the favourite, 3.10 the tote and 3.20 on the options betting. Cheers Stride on that second line of betting. Back with you, Craig, at just over 7.5 minutes out from the 6th.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. Just back to that last race, Leanne's Boy, as I mentioned, is in the market for the Dominion Handicap, and hearing through from Sal at the racing desk, $41 into $26 for the future market now for the Dominion Handicap. Leanne's Boy, 41 into 26, and was the best backed runner in the last race, Mark. They came for it late, $5,000 were the bets on, 5,000 on Leon's Boy. I think the biggest bet. So pretty good betting going on here at the park tonight. A lot of people interested, and with reasonable sized fields and good racing tonight, people getting involved. Hearing through for tomorrow, Sal telling me the best back runner, Mark, is the horse we highlighted earlier in the night, Art Union. One punter, 12,000 at $1.65. So there you go, Art Union. Best back runner for tomorrow night. At this early stage, you can get on tab.co.nz. All the fixed odds out for tomorrow night's meeting at Addington Raceway. Get involved there with your multis. All up from 6 o'clock this afternoon. Thanks to Sal for passing on all that information to us so we can relay it to you. A couple of drivers we want to talk to here, or one driver and one stable hand. First of all, we'll catch up with Zach Butcher. He drives Count Landick in race number 6 tonight, and this is what he had to say. Zach, Count Landick, he's knocking on the door for a win. He's never far away, and again tonight it's not an overly strong field, and won the second row. He should get a nice run through.
Yeah, he's a very honest type, and I've driven him a couple of times. Always goes a good race, and as you said, if he's going to be handy, he gets a good run through, he's going to be thereabouts at the finish. He's probably going to need a wee bit of luck and to get into the right position, but all going well, he's got a pretty good 400.
Zach Butcher with his thoughts about the Roger Villager-trained Count Landick. Won the second row. Ganges, runner number 11, is the unruly, so has to start the middle of the second row, gives runner number 10 a chance as we look at him on screen to get off the marker pegs relatively quick. Also, okay, no blinds. Just hearing through from the Stipes on track that Mr. Wonderbar will wear no blinds in race number 6 tonight. Tremaine Thorby, he's the stable representative for Tony Herlihy. The stable have Chair Striden. Tremor stable runner Chair Stride goes around the maiden tonight. The first up run was okay. Second up, a little bit disappointing.
You're right, he was a little bit disappointing. You know, his work's been good and he looks great. Back to right-handed. We'll see tonight, and hopefully, he can put his hand up tonight.
Yeah, to be honest, he was more than disappointing last start. He got a perfect trip in the 1-1, and he ran last. Now, Tony's not the trainer to back them up a week later unless he thought he's got him relatively back on track. And from barrier number 7 tonight, not going to be easy. A beautifully bred horse, this one. He's by Better's Delight out of Galleon Supreme. This one owned by the Stride Corporation. Racing those colours. But he's at a quote of around about $8.30 for a horse last week. That was a hot favourite. So, yeah, maybe just wait and see on him for me. He does look very well, doesn't he? Number 7, Cheers Stride. But I couldn't find him my top 4 after last week's performance. I marked him 8, 2, 6 and 10. I'll give you the reasoning about number 8, Mr. Wonderbar. You look at the form and you'd say, no. 7, 0, 9, cross. Doesn't inspire you to dash to the TAB to get on. But what I will tell you is he had 2 workouts in the last 3 weeks. And he's won them both. Last week at Pukekohe, it was good. Brett Mangos went forward with him and he dominated. He's by Real Desire. I think he started his career with Steve Argue and he's now with the Mangos team. So barrier number 8's not ideal, but I thought this field, there's not a lot of form around it, and he's just one of those horses that's on the improve. No good thing. 380, 160. If he stays around about that 380 price, I'd have something on him. I thought runner number 2, Eyebrows, the other one I'd want to have something on. I know he's a long-time maiden, start 14 tonight, but he's always promised to win one, and he gets his best draw for a while. He tends to over-race a little bit in his races. He can pull and do a couple of things wrong, but the ability's there. No doubt he'll win one shortly, and it may be tonight. Morris McHenry aboard, Eyebrow, nice draw. Paulette Screen does a great job with their horses, and gee, have a look at him on track tonight. Looks very well. From that nice Elliott 2, I'm pretty sure he'll go forward from the draw. So runner number 2, definitely in the mix. Outside those 2, I put in 6 American Fantasy, who's been a workout winner last week at Cambridge in 250, and 10 Count Landick at 790, 250 made my top 4. For me, it's 8, 2, 6 and 10. 8, 2, 6 and 10. Aaron's with 8, 2 and 6. He's got the same 3 numbers in race number 6 tonight. Aaron, as I come to you 2 minutes out from race number 6, Second leg of the pick six, 13,000 live after Leon's Boy won the first leg. This race, though, is a little bit more tricky.
Yeah, it's a wide open affair, isn't it? Mr. Wunderbar, he's been doing a good job at the workouts recently for Brent Mangos. Of course, taken over the training of this horse in the last few months. So I'll put him on top, look past the form. The punters have found him too. Currently the second favourite at $3.70 into $1.60. Eyebrows perform well from these sorts of draws in the past in maiden company, so he's a chance from barrier 2, Maurice McKendry. 6 American Fantasy, good workout winner at Cambridge last weekend to suggest a forward showing here, Dylan Ferguson. And yes, Countland Deck as well in the mix, was a runner-up off a bad draw here at Alexandra Park when last on this track back in mid-August, and that was in behind El Jacko. So has to be somewhere in the mix, Countland Deck, Zach Butcher. 8, 2, 6 and 10 for me.
Thanks, Aaron. We're only about 35 minutes away from our feature tonight, the Spring Cup, the Alabar Spring Cup for 2015. It's been a really good guide. Of course, last year was taken out by Beyond the Silence. Back in 2013, Sir Lincoln. 2011, Pembroke Benny. You go back to 2008, the likes of Changeover. And, of course, who can forget back in 2002, Yule Star. So many good horses have won this event, and I think we'll get another good one tonight. Hoka Punter is the best back runner. I think he's into $1.80 when I looked earlier. There has been money for Lance with Lizzie. Besotted, I think, is around about the $4 quote. And Sky Major, he's on the slight drift. I think he was out to $4.40. So Hoka Punter. The Derby winner, the Great Northern Derby winner, of course. The Group 2 Alsu Classic winner. He is a super horse, a Hoka Punter, and he is, I think, the 4th favourite for this year's New Zealand Cup. The 3rd favourite, Sky Major. We'll start off the 10-metre handicap as well. Hearing through from the racing desk, best back runner here is Eyebrow, $3,000 and a $2,500 bet on runner number 2. Trained by Paulette Screen. Maurice McHenry takes the drive tonight. TRB Market Mover race 6 tonight is runner number 2, Eyebrow, the son of Live or Die, into a quote of $3 on the book. If you're shopping right now, $3.60 on the tote. First leg of pick 6 to Leanne's Boy. This is the second leg, the Breen Farms Mobile Pace, and they've got one in the event too. And runner number 4, Good Looking Babe, and she is a good looking babe. This one by Mac 3 out of Good Looking Girl. Good luck to the Breckens. It's the Super 7 syndicate, this one. Put so much into harness racing, the Breckens, and it'd be nice to see them get their own race. This one was placed at the workouts at Cambridge. I think it was 2 Saturdays ago. Haven't seen it locally, but last time it as a 2-year-old raced Dream About Me in the early 2-year-old race has been put aside by Jeff Small and resumes tonight as a 3-year-old. The quote, $9.20, $2.70 for Good Looking Babe. Red light on at Alexandra Park for race number 6. Good luck with the investment. It's a tricky race. Favourite will start from the outside. The red with the white stars. His name is Mr. Wunderbar. Let's head upstairs and join Aaron.
And 270, number 4, Good Looking Babe. Craig, the runner's about to be called up onto the Alabar arm by starter Frank Phelan. For this, the 6th on the program, second leg of pick 6, 13,604.66 live after Leanne's Boy. Putting in a courageous effort. First up for Barry Purdon, taking our feature trots tonight. So the runners come forward. Mr. Wunderbar and Cheers Stride American Fantasy. Workout winner at the Cambridge set of workouts last weekend. Son of a Wish to come forward. Good Looking Babe in the Breen Farms colours. This for the Super 7 syndicate. I Catch a Fire, Eyebrow Without Prejudice. And the 2 on the second row, Countland Deck and Ganges on the Unruly. Runners in behind the mobile, working to the lane to the 2,200 metre dispatch. Race favourites. Drawn now in barrier 2, Eyebrows. So it's been a tug of war for favouritism between it and Mr. Wunderbar. Green light is up. The Breen Farms Mobile Pace Field are racing. Good Looking Babe in the Brecon colours will be the first to show up without prejudice on the inside. Will come through to hold the trail. There followed Eyebrow. Countland Deck and Son of a Wish the next. Back on the inside then to Eye Catch a Fire. There followed American Fantasy. Cheers Stride back in the field. And the last pair, Ganges the inside of Mr. Wunderbar. They pace out to the 1800 metre mark. And the leader now is Eyebrow. Gets around to lead for the Magic Man, Morris McHenry over Good Looking Babe and 3 back Without Prejudice. Up on the outside, Countland Deck now obliged to sit parked. Around I Catch a Fire. And the 1-1 American Fantasy, Ganges to its inside. Cheers Stride third last, Mr. Wunderbar and Son of a Wish the last pair. 44 and 8 the lead time as they pace to the end of the back straight. 1500 to go. Eyebrow off the back over Good Looking Babe. 2 lengths away in the field Without Prejudice. They're followed by I Catch a Fire. Countland Deck is fifth in park. 1400 to go as they sweep across the showgrounds turn. Ganges on the inside of American Fantasy. Dylan Ferguson in the 1-1. Cheers Stride on its back for the Iceman Tony Hurley. Son of a Wish second last the inside of Mr. Wunderbar and Brent Mangos the last. Through the lane they come. 1200 to go. 33 the opening quarter of the Brecon Farms mobile pace. And the race favourite Eyebrow, the live or die gelding, leads by a sulky's length. Up on the outside is Countland Deck at the bell will inch closer and put some pressure into this leader and race favourite. Good Looking Babe trailing. 1-1 is American Fantasy. Then 3 back the inside Without Prejudice as they work the stables corner. Cheers Stride a length off that. Then I Catch a Fire, Mr. Wunderbar, Ganges and Son of a Wish 800 to go. 31 the second quarter into the back Eyebrow. Leads only by a neck now. Up on the outside Countland Deck. Good Looking Babe in the trail. They're in the 1-1 American Fantasy. Back on the inside Without Prejudice. Cheers Stride 3 back in the running line, about to be sent forward by Hurley. Back on the inside I Catch a Fire, Mr. Wunderbar waiting for the move of Cheers Stride ahead. Then Son of a Wish and Ganges is dropping away off the back. 450 to go. Eyebrow, Countland Deck, Good Looking Babe for the passing lane. Back straight quarter 27 and 7. 3 lengths away Cheers Stride running on around American Fantasy. Then Without Prejudice, Mr. Wunderbar's well back swinging in. Eyebrow length and a half. Good Looking Babe, Countland Deck. American Fantasy dives the passing lane. Cheers Stride down the outside. Eyebrow, Good Looking Babe charging at it. 100 to go. Eyebrow, Good Looking Babe. Eyebrow, Good Looking Babe launching the outside. Eyebrow, Good Looking Babe. Oh, I think she's got up right now to your final step. Good Looking Babe in the Brecon colours for the Brecon Farms pace. Over Eyebrow, Photos third. American Fantasy, Cheers Stride and Countland Deck. Then Mr. Wunderbar. I Catch a Fire back in the field too. Without Prejudice, they were followed Son of a Wish and Ganges. 2:45 the time. 28-4 the final quarter. And 56-1 the half. Does she arrive in time? Good Looking Babe. You bet she'll be good looking in the photo. She's up. Good Looking Babe, a Mark 3 filly. Had a good looking girl for the Brecon Farm Super 7 Syndicate. Jeff Small and David Butcher, and they'll get the prize over Eyebrow. Cheers Stride for third in front of Countland Deck and American Fantasy back on the inside. But the Brecon Farms colours will prove a touch too strong here in the 6th on the program.
Official placings race 6, the Brecon Farms mobile pace. 427 1063. 427 1063. Horse 4, Good Looking Babe, paced the 2200 metres in 245.03. Mile rate of 2 minutes 0.7. Last 856.2 to 428.4. The margins, a half head, 8 3/4 lengths, a half length. 427 1063, race 6, the Brecon Farms mobile pace.
Good Looking Babe to come back at the head of the field. Raced by the Breen Farms Super 7 Syndicate, trained at Patamahoe by Jeff Small and DJB David Butcher to come back at the head of the field. Mark 3, Good Looking Girl, 3-year-old bay filly. Brecken Bloodstock Limited, the breeders. Ken and Karen Brecken down there for Breen Farms. As our race sponsors, as Good Looking Babe comes back at the head of the field, victorious in race 6 tonight. Roger Barnes, race night steward of the Auckland Trotting Club, also in attendance there in the victory celebrations. Second over, 2 Eyebrow, Live or Die Tack filly, 5-year-old bay gelding, raced by WA and Mrs. P.S. Screen, along with GB and Mrs. L. Penfold, Mrs. GB Bassett and Miss J. Delaney. Paulette Screen trained at Pukekohe, Morris McKendry, and 7 Cheers Stride Better's Delight, 3-year-old bay gelding out of Galleon Supreme. E&M Stride Corporation, the ownership, Tony Hurley, the trainer-driver from Papakura. For Good Looking Babe, $8.10, $2.30, $8.10, $2.30. 2 Eyebrow, $1.40, $1.40. 7 Cheers Stride, $2.30, $2.30. Quinella, $13.20, $13.20. Trifecta, $220.70, $220.70. First 4, $1,154.10, $1,154.10. 4 and 4 in the double, $40.50, $40.50. 4 and 2 concession, $3.80, $3.80. Middle treble, 9, 4, 4, $1,696.80, $1,696.80. Pick 6, 1,225.94, live going through to leg 3, 1,225.94. Our feature, the $20,000 Alabar 2015 Spring Cup Handicap Races, the next on the program. And this will open the final quaddie and another double. We race at 19 minutes to 10.
Big Bad Dicko into clear air, ran up into third place. They're followed then by Coop Narcher. Next in the field, Rudy, China Rose. Well back in the field, Specify and Dark Spider. They turn. Big Bad Dicko raced up and went to the lead from Bob's Gift, who couldn't find. Coop Narcher runs on, but Big Bad Dicko broke clear and won easily. Big Bad Dicko beat Coop Narcher. Bob's Gift didn't finish it off third, and they're followed by Rudy. They're followed home then by China Rose, Specify, Dark Spider. Lovely Lizzie last. It's a terrific run, 22.17. Number 6, the winner. Number 6 first, Big Bad Dicko defeats 7, Coop Narcher. And number 8, Bob's Gift, has run third. So 6, 7, 8, 6, 7, 8, fourth in 5. And that was Rudy, 6, 7, 8 and 5. Was able to get clear running early. Big Bad Dicko really wind up into its work coming off the back straight, and it took over around the home turn and has sprinted away to win easily here. Number 6, Big Bad Dicko from 7, Coop Narcher and 8, Bob's Gift. The winner, Big Bad Dicko, is a Black Dog, November 12 by Fabregas out of Nifty Anna. P. Best, the owner, Rod Clark, is the winning trainer. 6, 7, 8 and...
So Big Bad Dicko firmed into favourite, did that dog in the 6 rug, and it delivers paying $2.90 and $1.50. We'll have the official dividends out of that event from Shepparton in just a moment. In terms of what's next for us on TAB Trackside 1, it is Maitland, the next race there coming from the Maitland Greyhounds. And as a reminder, we are not too far from the rescheduled start time of tonight's feature at around about 20 minutes to 10, the running of the 2015 Spring Cup. Well, early hours of tomorrow morning, we see Wales have come off a very impressive, euphoric performance against England, up against Fiji, who have come close in their first 2 pool games. They clash in the World Cup early tomorrow morning.
Rugby World Cup update time with TAB Sport, and joining me, Richard Turner, former All Black. Richard, Wales. Possibly the result of the tournament, no disrespect to the Japanese, but what a result against England going into this game.
Yeah, huge result for them. Obviously now, clearly the challenge for them, Staffy, is to get themselves up mentally and physically. So, a couple more players invalided out of this tournament for Wales. So, some new boys coming in, so they'll need to settle them in. And I mean, it's one of these tricky little challenges for Wales after the euphoria of the victory against England. Got to get back, keep their campaign on track, because we saw the Fijians put on a very, very good performance against England. A little more disappointing against Australians, and they've lost their rock star in Namani Nandola. So you look at put all those things into consideration, Staffy, and I think this might be a little bridge too far for the Fijians.
Yeah, where's the result for Fiji though? Where's their drive to come into this game and try and pick up a win? Is it a pride thing, or do we go back to that qualification?
Yeah, same, a bit of both actually. So yeah, they would have been hugely disappointed after their last performance. After game 1, a lot of confidence in that Fijian camp. Disappointing against Australia. So yeah, this is a chance for them to restore a little bit of pride, and yeah, clearly keep that automatic qualification spot alive for them.
Really tough for us to pick who the New Zealanders want here. Wales, who we love Wales. Fiji, we love Fiji. There'll be an option for you on the app, on the TAB website. Go and have a look. This will be another high collision, high attrition maybe game.
Every Wednesday morning on Trackside at 8 o'clock, I'll be calling in from the Rugby World Cup, and with a special guest, we'll discuss the happenings in rugby's greatest showpiece. Also on the show will be Mapley boss and former Chiefs forward Sims Davison, and between the two of us, we'll combine our picks to form a $50 multi for a lucky listener. Tune in every Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. as we talk Rugby World Cup on Trackside Radio, simulcast on Trackside 2. Nisbo live at the Cup.
TAB Trackside 1 back at Maitland. We're around about 3 minutes from our next. Just a reminder that the 8th event from Hong Kong is not too far away. That'll be on Trackside 2 with our coverage at Maitland, and then our coverage from Alexandra Park will be going runner by runner through the 2015 Alabar Spring Cup. Horses about to make their way onto the track. So the next at Sha Tin, which is 5.5 minutes away, will be on Trackside 2. If you're punting in Hong Kong, the 8th in Hong Kong there, and then we'll be taking the last few races out of Hong Kong here on TS1. Here at Maitland, early favourites number 7, Coolabah Moolah at $3.80, but still a couple of minutes for this market to mature and more cash to come into the pool. Johnny McDermott in the 10th event, which is the first leg of a double on the final 2, races 10 and 11. His tips in the first leg: 7 Coolabah Moolah in the black rug on top to beat 1 Bodega Vista, 5 Walambra Molly, and 6 Two Parts Freak, 7, 1, 5 and 6, first leg of the double, 7, 1, 5 and 6. Ahead to the second leg, John's put 3 Tani's Rascal on top to beat 8, 2 and 6, 3, 8, 2 and 6. There is the Shepparton result, meeting 33, race number 10, 6 Big Bad Dicko, won by quite the length, 290 and 150. Number 7 runs second at 320 and Bob's Gift runs third at 170. 6785. Quinella $20.80. Trifecta 117.60. First 4 471.30. 6785 on the 10th at Shepparton. Now the 10th at Maitland. Dogs making their way to the boxes, and we'll be with John in a moment. Speaking of the Rugby World Cup, we've just heard from Mark Stafford and Richard Turner. The All Blacks, they play their next game this coming weekend up against Georgia, who are playing for something different. They're playing for that third placing in that pool as they look towards the next World Cup. A third placing in their pool will see an automatic qualification to the next Rugby World Cup for Georgia, and that's really what they're aiming for, I suppose, the Georgians up against the All Blacks, hence why they're not playing their full strength side against the ABs. They're concentrating on the game following, which they think they'll be in with a good chance to take the victory and move forward in their ladder. They're obviously putting the line through the All Black game and saying we'll do our best there and we'll concentrate on the next game, we'll save our best players for that. So bear that in mind. Punters, bear in mind between 5:30 and 6:30 tomorrow, it is back. The TAB's happy hour. Last Thursday night, here on Thursday Night Under Lights, we had the first try scorer bet, and plenty of bets were sold, and you got some enhanced odds on that first try scorer with the TAB bookmakers. Tomorrow's special, you'll find that out at 5:30 across Trackside 1, 2 and Trackside Radio and on tab.co.nz. You'll find out what the special will be for the All Blacks against Georgia. Head-to-head, nah, we're not doing that, especially for a game like that. You'd best play some of the other options. And what options can the bookmakers offer some juicy odds for? You'll find out between 5:30 and 6 tomorrow, 5:30 and 6:30. So it's a happy hour with TAB Sport. Boxing away here, Maitland will take you on course. It's John McDermott.
He stopped so quickly, expressive. He was just going through the centre, and the next minute he was back to the tail of the field. But anyway, that's the steward's report. He injured a back leg muscle. Now the green light going through. Now is on the bunny's on its way. Race number 10 for Maitland. Set to jump. Ready. Racing now. Bodega Vista jump good off the inside box. Speed one falling over soon after the start was Walamba Molly, and the leader Marla Zesta led up to the turn. Second Bodega Vista followed by Coolabah Moolah, Fascinate Mary. A good way back to Two Parts Free, and well back Sweeties first and Scodalari into the straight. Marla Zesta being tackled by Bodega Vista. Marla Zesta's kicking strongly. I think Marla Zesta's won. From Bodega Vista, Coolabah Moolah. Now Two Parts Free might have run forth, but he pulled up very quickly. And then Sweeties first, Fascinate Mary. And the one that fell there, well, Lamba Molly picked herself up. And it was the last to finish. The winner is number 8, Marla Zesta.
Number 8 in the book, Marlo Zesta, a $20 shot. Tight for the Miners there. We'll bring you that official result. We'll flash it up on screen for you. Back with you, Craig Thompson, 7 minutes away from our feature on the program with some huge implications coming out of this race down south on the second Tuesday in November.
Absolutely, Mark. The winners accumulate over $2 million in this race, and horses like a Hoka Punter and Sky Major, your third and fourth favourite into the New Zealand Cup. Be great to see them fire up again here tonight at Alexandra Park. Let's catch up, first of all, with the trial of Lancewood Lizzie at Franklin last Wednesday. This hasn't been seen before. It's a trial that we need to see. In front at the 350 metre mark. This is Sky Major in front. Lancewood Lizzie in the trial. Now I clock Lancewood Lizzie home at 26.7 here. Sky Major, he looks like a barrel. He's big as they come. Barry in the cart. Scott Phelan in the trial. Let's pick them up from the 300.
Away fourth. It's still Sky Major as they corner up into the stretch. Lancewood Lizzie's followed it everywhere. Volunteered out in the centre trying to challenge. It is still Sky Major leading. Lancewood Lizzie sneaking through along the inside of Sky Major. Sky Major, Lancewood Lizzie coming through along the inside. Lancewood Lizzie swoops on by on the inside and grabs it from Sky Major. Volunteered was third, and no match for the Master Sharp.
Nice trial, wasn't it? Sky Major paraded very well, and he was most impressive. We'll catch up with his driver, Zach Butcher, talk about Sky Major and the winner of that trial, Lancewood Lizzie.
Is better.
Zach, wonderful time of the year, having the good horses back on track, the likes of Sky Major and Lancewood Lizzie. Let's talk about Sky Major first. Had a run last Wednesday. You didn't drive, you were away, but he trotted up quite nicely. What I did notice, though, geez, put on a fair bit of condition.
Yeah, he's looking pretty well. He did as good as me on holiday. So, Barry's very happy with him, and anything he does tonight, he will improve off. We're looking just to look after him a wee bit, but as we're here to win, you know, it's probably going to be hard. 6 horses in the field. It's going to come down to a few tactics. But if we get the right run, you know, he's definitely good enough to win it still.
Quickly on a standing start, he only had one time from a stand last time. I think Huey Green won that race, and I think you're off 30 metres, and he made a bit of a bungle of it. Have you done a little bit of work at home with him from a standing start?
Yeah, Barry's done a lot of groundwork with him at home, and he heard the stand start at the trials the other day, and Barry said it was good, but Barry's hands are probably a little bit better than mine, so hopefully I don't mess up tonight.
Let's talk about Lancewood Lizzie, a mare that you've had a great association with now. Scotty drove her at the workouts last Wednesday, and again, very good running down Sky Major. I think we've got that trial to show later on in the evening, but she's looked to come back excellent since the Jules.
Yeah, she's come back stronger again, and she's doing everything right, and she is such a tough mare and always gives it 110%. So she's drawn the front tonight, and I've driven her off a stand before, and she is very quick away, so she's going to put herself in a spot to win it. And if she follows the right horse, or whether she gets left alone in front, I think she'll be right there at the finish.
Zach Butcher with his thoughts about two of his favourite horses, Sky Major and Lancewood Lizzie. Ahoka Punter is your favourite. He's paraded wonderful on track tonight. His representative from the stable, Tremaine Thorbeer, caught up with him earlier in the night to talk about Ahoka Punter. Trim Spring Cup, there's only 6 in it. Very good field, though. A lot of depth in the race. Ahoka Punter, how did he come through his last start run?
He's come through it great, Craig. I think they probably all have. That's why they're here tonight. Kudos to the club to getting the race off the ground. Yeah, Punter's super, mate. He looks great. He just gets a clean beginning. He'll be right in it again.
I was going to say 2,200 metres stand. Everything is about the standing start, but in the past his matters have been pretty much immaculate.
Yeah, he's a lovely horse. Like you say, if he gets away, he'll be right in it.
He's into $1.65 on the book, $1.70 on the tote. He was shorter than that about 10 minutes ago, Ahoka Punter. What he's got is race day fitness over his rivals, Lancewood Lizzie and Sky Major. He's had a couple of workouts and trials leading into that first up run where he won. And they pumped a little bit more work into him, so I think he's the one to beat. I put him on top in front of Besotted. I watched Besotted work here on Saturday morning, and I haven't seen one work like that in a long time. Now, I'm not saying he could beat Ahoka Punter, but I think if you're backing value in the race, 5.10, 2.30 on the each-way basis, really like what I saw on Saturday. He bolted in. Zach drove, Sunday it was. David Butcher reunites with him tonight after driving him last week, running second to Ahoka Punter. So 4 to beat 5. The two that have had races over Lancewood Lizzie and Sky Major, I think they'll take further improvement. Both of them winning chances with the right run. So for me, it's 4, 5, 1 and 6. Let's have a look at them, starting with Lancewood Lizzie. Of course, she won the Group 2 Franklin Cup. She won the Jules at her last start at Ashburton, beating Venus Arena 152.7. Her standing start manners are good, and she has got the handicap advantage. Lovely mare this, trained by Barry Scott Phelan. He drove at the workouts last Wednesday. He knows the mare, and she's going to be very, very hard to beat. Number 2, Delight Brigade. We heard from Andrew Neal. Be very happy if this horse ran in the top 4. The depth of this field. He's been a wonderful horse to date. Of course, he won the Hara Cup, the Wairarapa Cup. He's won $150,000 in stake money. He's now an 8-year-old, so probably the best has been and passed, but he is a good beginner, and if you happen to trail the right one, and if it was Lancewood Lizzie, hey, you might run into the thick end of your first 4. For me, I think there are a couple in this race that will finish in front of him. 3, Ideal Success. Well, he was the Cups winner from last year. Of course, he won the Thames Cup, Franklin Cup, Hara Cup, Stratford Cup. He won about every grass track cup that went round last year, and many people thought he's just a grass tracker, but his first up run here at the park behind Ahoka Punter, where he did plenty of work, was super. 2:41, he ran 2,200 metres in. He'll take improvement from the run, Arna Donnelly. He is in the Cup nominations. I think he's around about $61. Runner number 4, Ahoka Punter. Of course, the Dual Derby winner The Victorian Derby, the Great Northern Derby. Of course, he won the Group 2 Alsu Classic. $607,000 in stake money. And look at his stats at Alexandra Park. 17 starts, 10 wins, 6 placings. Only ever missed once out of 17 times at the park. And I had a look at him going through the parade ring. I thought he was pretty much ready to go first up. Well, I tell you what, he's a lot better tonight. He stripped better. I think that run has done him a world of good. And I think the way the race sets up here, I think he may be the first of the back markers to work forward. If he grabs the front, he's the horse to beat and deserves to be favourite for this year's Spring Cup. 5, Besotted. Of course, he's the the Taylor Mile winner. He was off the scene for such a long time. The first up run absolutely pleased Ray Green because they thought, hey, he was only at 85%. Well, since that run, he's trialled up on Sunday and looked sensational. They're not going New Zealand Cup route with him. They're going to stick local. This one for Lincoln Farms and the winner of nearly $250,000, Besotted. David Butcher takes the drive. I think he has a big chance tonight, and I've got him in to run second. Back marker and the 3 times Jules winner. Chariots Fire Messenger. He's done it all, this bloke, Sky Major. His last start winning the Jules back in May, he defeated Tikawau. We saw that trial. He ran second. Barry drove. Zach, of course, regular driver, back on board tonight. Starts off the 10 metres. My concern is race day fitness also. The one start that he had from a stand, he was an absolute doofus from it. He missed a wave, gave them 50 metres the night that Huey Green won here. Second that night was a Hoka punter. They've since given him a bit of standing start practice, including that trial where he stepped away nicely, and that is a good sign heading into this year's New Zealand Cup. For me, it's 4, 5, 1 and 6. Last year, the race was taken out by Beyond the Silence in 2014. Who will win this year? Let's head upstairs. Join Aaron White with his thoughts leading into tonight's feature event.
So the half a dozen high-class paces face up to a starter Frank Phelan, the Barrier Strands release. They're underway in the Alabar 2015 Spring Cup and off-stride early Ideal Success. First one out is Lancewood Lizzie from Delight Brigade, who'll ease and take the trail behind the Jules champion as they work on to the Stables Corner first occasion. Half a dozen lengths a Hoka punter Besotted. They've made good beginnings. 5 lengths away then to the 3 times Jules winner in Sky Major. And after the early gallop, Ideal Success, the last 1,800 to go in the Spring Cup. Lancewood Lizzie, the mare by Better's Delight. Scotty Phelan doing the driving, leads a length and a half over Delight Brigade, who nestles in for the lovely drag along in the trail. 5 lengths a Hoka punter, the race favourite. Tony Hurley, they sit third as they run down to the lead time, and they'll cut that out in 47.9 off the stand. Besotted's got the back of the favourite. In turn, Sky Major on the back of Besotted, and racing an Indian File. Ideal Success, the last as they sweep across the showgrounds turn. 1,400 to go. Alabar 2015 Spring Cup, and it's Lancewood Lizzie leading along a length and a half. Delight Brigade, a Hoka punter, he sits in third. They're followed by Besotted, who's about to work away from the markers here, so Hurley will come out in front with a Hoka punter and press forward and see if the lead's available. 1,200 to go, 32 and 4 the opening quarter. A Hoka punter comes up on the outside of Lancewood Lizzie. Scotty won't offer up anything and let a Hoka punter go on to the lead with 1,000 to go. Besotted now back in fourth. Then Sky Major, the son of Art Major, he's back second last, and last is Ideal Success. They pace out with 900 to go. A Hoka punter, a length and a half. Lancewood Lizzie trailing, then Delight Brigade. Then Besotted, Sky Major waiting for the move of Besotted ahead, and Besotted goes now 30.1 the second quarter, and last Ideal Success through the back they go. Alabar 2015 Spring Cup, a Hoka punter, leads by a length and a quarter. Right on his back is Lancewood Lizzie. Breasting up now on the outside is Besotted, and David Butcher 1-1 then to Sky Major, and Zach Butcher as they work off the back. Then Delight Brigade and Ideal Success. 400 to go, back straight quarter in 28.6 a Hoka punter. Hurley, he's still with a nice rein on the favourite over Besotted. Lancewood Lizzie passing lane. Sky Major out of the 1-1. 1. Homeward bound, Ahoka Punter, a length and a half besotted. On the inside then to Lancewood Lizzie, Sky Major, Ahoka Punter, Lancewood Lizzie diving hard on the passing lane, Ahoka Punter, Lancewood Lizzie comes strongly, Ahoka Punter, Lancewood Lizzie diving right on the line, Ahoka Punter will hold her out. Ahoka Punter, Lancewood Lizzie besotted third, very tight fourth, Sky Major, Delight Brigade. Ideal Success doing things wrong around the final corner will be the last, 2:46.1 the time, 26.9 the final quarter, 55.5 the last 800 metres. Ahoka Punter continues on his winning way, working towards Cup Day. Lancewood Lizzie, very game in second after handing up the lead at the 1100. Besotted, he'll be the third across, and the photo will go the way of Sky Major to pick up the fourth in the Alabar 2015 Spring Cup.
Official placings, race 7, the Alabar 2015 Spring Cup. 415-623. 415-623. Horse 4, Ahoka Punter, paced the 2200 metres from a stand in a handicap in 245.3. Mile rate of 2-1. Last 855.5, the 426.9. The margins ahead, 3 1/4 lengths, a half neck. 415-623, race 7, Alabar 2015 Spring Cup.
Ahoka Punter remains unbeaten this campaign. Of course, he was placed in the Trillion Trust Auckland Cup of last season behind Chris and Me and Adore Me. He's on the right path to Cup Day at Addington, second Tuesday in November. Raced by Katie Carville, Tony Hurley and SW Waters. Better's Delight Bay, 6-year-old stallion out of Millwood, Minnesota. That's his 17th victory tonight at start 30. He's won 11 times under the ribbon of light at Alexandra Park. Prepared by co-owner and driver Tony Hurley, the Woodland Stud and Mitavite sponsored rangeman, and the Mitavite bike back into the winner's circle. Katie Carville and the late Dave Carville, the breeders of Ahoka Punter. Graham Henley down there, part of the victory celebrations, along with Gordon Robertson, steward of the Auckland Trotting Club. 1 Lancewood Lizzie. It's been a gutsy run second. Better's Delight, Camwood Elsie, 5-year-old bay mare, raced by Mrs. L.P. Wood along with G.A. Chitty, Barry Purton, trained at Clevedon, Scott Phelan. 5 Besotted, American Ideal, Saturation, 7-year-old Brown Gelding for Lincoln Farms Limited. Ray Green prepared at Pukekohe, and David Butcher. 4 Ahoka Punter, 190, 150, 190, 150. 1 Lancewood Lizzie, $1.90, 190. And 5 Besotted, no third. Quinella, $3.90, $3.90. Trifecta, $8.20, $8.20. And the first 4, $16.40, $16.40. No update on pick 6 at this stage. We'll bring that to you once we have the horses out on the track for race 8, which opens the final treble on the program tonight. The Pasos, the Jewelers, mobile pace, 2,200 metres. No scratchings in the 8th, and we race at 6 minutes after 10.
Starney's Rascal, and then came 2 steps ahead, getting a run along the inside, Postacoglu, as they travel towards the turner, and then came Cozza Shot, Speak No Evil, and dropping to the tail of the field is Astral Frame, but straightening up, and Zipping Prince bounded away over Awesome Dynamo, and Zipping Prince beat Awesome Dynamo. In 3rd place, Postacoglu, followed by Cozza Shot. 2 steps ahead, Tarney's Rascal, Speak No Evil, and Astral Flame, one of the last to pull up. Too strong at the finish. Number 8, Zipping Prince, bounded away in the last little bit. It'll be 8, 2, 1 and 6 when the judges called a halt. Zipping Prince the winner by Mantra Lad, Zipping Jewel, and by Kevin Brown, trained by Barry West. Awesome Dynamo second by Magic Sprite. Our Nan's Awesome for Christopher Lespinsky, and number 1 was 3rd, Postacoglu. Elite State, Ella Lizar for Ian Rose. 6 was 4th, Cozza Shot. 8, 2, 1 and 6. 22.58, winning margin 1 3/4. 2 lengths between.
So 8, 2, 1 and 6 the numbers. Zipping Prince has now won 4 from 7. A pretty nice form line for the dog who came from the outside box. That result to come shortly. Our next live race, in fact the next live race across both channels, will be race number 12 in from Shepparton, meeting code number 33. Oriental Lord is the favourite of the 8. Can we have 2 greyhound races in succession with the 8 dog getting home? We'll find out in around about 4 minutes' time.
For over 50 years, Livermol has been Australia's leading coat conditioner for weanlings, yearlings, show, stud, stock and racing animals. Its proven formula uses ingredients selected for their ability to improve coat and skin condition. And when your animal needs to look their very best, add the ultimate layer of professionalism with our grooming range. Call 0800 424 999 or visit iahp.com.au now and trust International Animal Health products to deliver world-class results.
Pegasus Spur, trotting's Mr. Consistent, multiple Group 1 winning stallion, sire of Speeding Spur in 2015, 3 Derby wins.
It's the New Zealander, Speeding Spur in front from Amarula, whose run has come to an end. Blue Sky Commander battles on, but it's Speeding Spur and the Kiwis do it again. Speeding Spur won it, Blue Sky Commander second, huge run from Amarula third. Then came Enzino Valley SJ.
Pegasus Spur, standing at Woodland Stud.
Good to have your company tonight on Thursday night under lights. Earlier on tonight we had Art Union labelled by Craig Thompson paying $1.65 with the bookmakers in Petone as those markets opened at 6 o'clock tonight. And we've already seen some big bets on Art Union coming in earlier tonight, $12,000 on Art Union at that 165 price. So 12k at $1.65. Art Union at start number 3 this campaign will line up in race number 9 tomorrow night at the Met. Race number 9, the option is 809. It's open now. In fact, all of the races, all 10 of them, open with the bookmakers in Petone for tomorrow night at Addington Raceway. Harness racing, the feature event, the feature trot at 8:16, featuring quite a salivating field as we head towards the Hellers Dominion, with the resuming Master Lavros and Stent, who missed Banks Peninsula Sunday, where Shimon was beaten over 50 metres. Shepparton, they'll be our next port of call on TAB Trackside 1, a couple of minutes away from race number 12. It's the final race on their programme. 270 for Oriental Lord. It is on top in terms of the market, and we'll grab selections of Matthew Jackson 2 ahead of race number 12. He's gone 8 on top to beat 6, 5 and 7. 8, 6, 5 and 7. Pingu's on that second line at 450. Maitland Dividends, meeting code 30. Race 11 went to 8 Zipping Prince, $4.70 and $1.90. 2 Awesome Dynamo, $1.70 and Postacoglu, $1.60 for third. Quinella, $7.60, Trifecta, $76.80 and the 8, 2, 1 and 6 first 4 paid $206.80. The double, 8 with any other runner, paying $15.30 on race number 11. So as mentioned, Addington tomorrow night with quite a good program there. Saturday, we are in action once again, harness racing for a Saturday afternoon at Invercargill, the Northern Southland Trotting Club in action for a 7-race card out of Ascot Park. The first race is due at 8 minutes after 2 o'clock on Saturday afternoon at Invercargill. It's a 7-race card, and I'd say that'll be on trackside 2. 7 races, Ascot Park and Invercargill for harness racing on Saturday. Then we move to Sunday with the big meeting at Timaru in terms of the pick 6 you can chase down at the Far Lap Raceway. A transferred meeting was Rangiora, but transferred to Timaru. They've swapped places, so Rangiora in a couple of weeks, so they'll be Sunday week. Timaru comes up on Sunday, 10 races there, a $100,000 guaranteed pick 6, almost 60,000 carried forward from last week when it wasn't struck. First race at the Far Lap, 12:31 on Saturday afternoon. But still a lot to come tonight though. Alexandra Park and Hong Kong here on trackside 1. Here's Sha Tin's back with us for the final couple of races. And we're off to Shepparton, 2:40 for Oriental Lord. It'll start the favourite, has remained so throughout betting. Here's Matthew Jackson.
And we see the appearance of the great champion Fernando Bale, who will be in Heat 5, race 8 over there at 9:42, going for his 30th career win tonight. And gee, you'd expect him to win, wouldn't you? So runners getting ready. Last on the card, Oriental Lord, $2.40 fave here. It's won 3 of its last 4, 5 of 12 overall. Loves wide draws, and that's what it gets here. Got plenty of speed. $2.40, $1.30, $4.90 Pingu, $6.20 for Unexcusable. Green light. Lewis coming for the last event tonight. 2:30, Oriental Lord jumps fave from the outside. Ready. And they're off. Missing the start there was Unexcusable, and away fast here is Kid Famishon looking for the lead, but burn off by Oriental Lord. So Oriental Lord led from Osmotherly. The outside Kid Famishon, Unexcusable makes ground, and then Pingu for the back, Uncontrollable. Mr. Moon, Prison Cells, they turn, and racing clear now is Oriental Lord. It's home and hosed. Oriental Lord won it. Beat Kid Famishon, third Unexcusable, and fourth Osmotherly from Pingu, and wide out Uncontrollable. They're followed home by Mr. Moon, and the last one, Prison Cells. Time 22:34. Number 8 wins it, Oriental Lord, for Rod Clark, a winning double for him today. Number 8 first, Oriental Lord defeats 7, Kid Famishon, who's run a terrific race. Third 5, Unexcusable, making late ground. And number 2 was Motherly, will finish officially fourth. 8-7-5-2, 8-7-5 and 2 are the numbers here, 8-7-5-2. Oriental Lord is a Black Dog September 13 by Chiranza Bay out of Oriental Lily. It's raced by the Legan Syndicate, and Rod Clark is the winning trainer. It's career win number 6 at start 13. It's now won 4 of its 6 wins have come when it's drawn the outside box. So really does relish being drawn wide out. Pays $2.50, $1.60. Kid Famishon $2, Unexcusable $2. Quinella $17, Exacta $20.10. Duet $7.5, $7.30, $8.5, $3.10, $8.75. Trifecta $84.90. First 4 on the race has paid $522.10.
So we have had 2 races across 2 venues with Oriental Lord, the 8 dog making up an 8 and 8 result there. $2.51.60, $2 and $2. Quinella $12.30, Trifecta $64.30. First 4 $425.20. Just a concession, paid $4.50, and the TAB treble paid $18.80 there. The action coming in from the dogs at Maitland and at Shepparton. Back to Alexandra Park here, TAB Trackside 1 for a Thursday evening. We've got a short-priced favourite in our next event here, Craig Thompson and Unforgiving. When you look at that form line from the last start effort, and we just look at the race we've just seen, the Spring Cup, that's pretty good form for our $1.45 favourite.
Absolutely, Mark. It's outstanding form for a race like this. Of course, third last start behind a Hoka Punter and beside it, steps back in grey. Does look a very, very good winning chance. We'll show that run very shortly. Just caught up with the beaten drivers in that last race too, Mark, and got their interviews to be played in maybe for Sunday or for next week anyway. Caught up with Zach Butcher with Sky Major, David Butcher with beside it. We're going to catch up with Scotty Phelan with Lance Whittlers and winning driver Tony Hurley here. They'll be played in hopefully Sunday afternoon or possibly next week. Let's talk to, well, first of all, we'll show the video of Unforgiving winning at Alexandra Park last start and show what a good reference this is going into tonight. We'll pick them up at the 400 metre mark. That's a Hoka Punter in front. Besotted parked, And the mare that we're highlighting is in the trail, Unforgiving. A big effort for only a Class 4 mare and behind 2 super horses.
A Hoka Punter Hurley, he's got a nice rein on him. Besotted's right there, and these 2 high-class ponies come for home. 2 lengths Unforgiving, a Hoka Punter a length, Besotted the outside. A Hoka Punter 100 to go. Besotted, he's brave on the outside. A Hoka Punter. Besotted won't give up chasing the outside, but a Hoka Punter will do enough. Besotted, great comeback by him. Unforgiving third, Ideal.
We look at that race, and I know she was 4 lengths away, but the first 2... they are very, very good horses. She's only assessed at C4, and take those 2 out of the race. She's beaten home the likes of course, Ideal Success, Johnny Fox, Ideal Flyby, a far better field tonight. She's at $1.30 at the moment. She was $1.55, I think, this morning. Has been backed in, and all the money has come for her. No changes in the New Zealand Cup. Hearing through that Hoka Punny is still at $8. Lancewood Lizzie at 21, Sky Major $4.80. Thanks to the bookmakers for passing that information on for the New Zealand Cup. No changes in the market at this stage. Tremaine Thorby is the stable representative for the Tony Hurley barn. They have Royal Taz in this and also River Polka. This is what he had to say. Tremor, the stable have 2 in the 8th. First of all, we'll talk about Royal Taz. She hasn't had much luck in her 2 starts today, both times getting parked out. Tonight gets a good draw, and what is a handy field?
It is a handy field. You know, he's a horse that's always promised a little bit last campaign, and, you know, I think maybe third up tonight he can come back to that form.
Stable rep River Polk is a lovely mare that's chasing that 10th win to get that bonus, and recently downgraded, and saying that cops an awful draw against the likes of Unforgiving.
Well, that's right, Craig. You know, she's a mare that, you know, get that 10th win. You know, she might be to the matron's paddock, but, you know, Unforgiving looks the one. You know, third to Punter last week, a couple of weeks ago, but, you know, her work's been super. Just needs a bit of luck.
Is it a case that I think Tony will, or the connections will look to put her in foal after she gets this bonus?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Possibly, but yeah, we'll just have to play it by ear. Just see how she comes to the run and how she is.
Mate, good team tonight. All the best.
Cheers, Greg.
Yeah, thanks, Tremaine Thorby, for his team time tonight. The boss been very, very busy. Got the big team in tonight and plenty of drives, and we'll catch up with him very shortly regarding our Hoka Punter. But for me, Unforgiving on a last start run, she is the one to beat. For me, I put God Forbid and River Polka in. 2 very good mares, drawn the outside 2 gates. God Forbid smashed them at Cambridge last week. Did a really nice job in beating Ashton K. She's got a personal best of 2:41, God Forbid, and they usually like to go forward with her. And saying that, it's a pretty quick front row. Stars and Sounds very quick off the gate. Expect it to go forward. Unforgiving, first home can. It's a pretty quick front line, so be interesting to see where God Forbid posies up inside the first 400 metres. 5 on top to beat 8 and 7. Outside them, I found Royal Taz in my top 4, purely with the draw and having no luck in its last 2 starts. I think he's a far better horse when he's saved with run, and his last 2 efforts he's had to sit in the breeze. That's not really his go. This one owned by Butterworth Racing Syndicate, started its career in the south, now in the care of the man that just drove the winner of the Spring Cup in Tony Hurley. The money did come late for a Hoka Punter too. Or just getting an update through from Sal at the racing desk. There were some big bets coming late, including $10,000 on the favourite at $1.45. And they also, a $15,000 favourite, $15,000 bet on Hoka Punter, and they had a $5,000 one earlier in the night as well. So favourites having a really good night at the office here at the park tonight. I think the only one earlier on that didn't fire up was in race number 4, and of course that was taken out by Tassie's Devil. Leon's Boy took out the 5th. Earlier in the night we had All Royal Gal, I think, closed off second favourite. Of course, then we had the big money coming for Bodine Bowfighter in race number 2. They took about $30,000 on that. And in race number 1, all the money was on It's Oscar. So I think 5 of the 7 races tonight at Alexandra Park favourites have just about done the job. Only 2 races, Tassie's Devil, and of course, in that prior race, Good Looking Babe for the Breckons took out race number 6, their own race. And of course, just rewards to the Breckons too. They lost their good mare last week, Love is a Drug. Real shame. A mare that's done a wonderful job in Barry Purden's barn, and unfortunately they lost her last week. So condolences to them. They get a little bit of compensation tonight with Good Looking Babe taking out race number 6 tonight. Unforgiving $10,000 bet at $1.45. They're not taking anything else on any other runner. All the money for running number 5. Aaron Waters, I come to you. Exciting Spring Cup. Great drive. Tony Hurley summed it up pretty quickly at the 1,200 metre mark. The front was his, and once he got there, he controlled the tempo.
Yeah, you did right there, and he continues to advance nicely for the second Tuesday in November, doesn't he? Ahoka punter, Lancewood Lizzie. She will have taken great benefit out of that. As to Sky Major, he always takes one or two to really hit his strap, Sky Major. Besotted good there in third. Yes, another good edition of the Alabar Spring Cup tonight. Ahoka punter. That was his, the 17th victory tonight too for Ahoka punter. Certainly has been a great horse thus far. 5, 8, 7 and 2 for me. Unforgiving. Well, comes out of the Ahoka punter besotted race last time. Quite surprised she's at $1. She got to $1.45. Yeah, $1.30 is more her price, even $1.20. In this sort of field, the 8 River Polka, she ran out the race nicely and behind Ideal Flyby last time. 7 God Forbid, beautifully handled by Fergus Schumacher last time at Cambridge. That was last Friday night. Jay Abernathy to do the driving here. And 2 Royal Taz with a better draw, mobile conditions. Not the worst place bet here at $2.60. 5, 8, 7 and 2. Runners in behind the Alabar arm for the Jeweller's mobile pace. First leg of the final treble, 610.92. Live units running through to the second half of pick 6. Into the lane. Starter Frank Phelan activates the green light. They're racing, God Forbid. Charges off the gate. Coming out fast too, Ambro Courage. Stars and Sound up there early. Then Royal Taz, Unforgiving. She'll look to come forward now as they work into the first corner. Then came Cully's Delight. First home, second last. And River Polka the last. God Forbid where she likes to be. Rolling along in front. She leads by a length and a quarter. Stars and Sound on the outside of Ambro Courage. Unforgiving the Reed Man quite happy to sit in the 1-1 with the hot favourite at this stage. Back on the inside to Royal Taz. They're followed by Cully's Delight, first home, second last, and last is River Polka. Through the back in the pass goes the Jeweller's Pace, and they're working down to the lead time, and God Forbid cuts that out in 42.3. Leading by a length and a half, Ambro Courage in the trail, and sitting out Park Stars and Sound. Royal Taz 3 back on the inside for the Iceman Tony Hurley. Unforgiving getting a beautiful 1-1 smother. They're followed by Cully's Delight and the Wizard Todd Mitchell. 2 lengths away in the field then to first home. And back last is a River Polka as they work off the Showgrounds bend and into the lane. A lap and a quarter left to go, and it's God Forbid, the opening quarter. And cuts that out in 31.5. A length and a half, Ambro Courage. Out of the 1-1 now, Unforgiving. She comes forward strongly, the Art Major Mare, to pace up outside the leader. Royal Taz 3 back on the inside, then Cully's Delight. First home, second last, one away from the markers for Scott Phelan, and last is River Polka and the Magic Man Morris McHenry, 900 to go. God Forbid leads Unforgiving. Ambro Courage has had a nice run in the trail, then Stars and Sound with 1-1 cover for the final circuit. Royal Taz the inside, then Cully's Delight first home, and River Polka 31.5 the second quarter. God Forbid through the back, leads by a length. Up on its outside is Unforgiving. Back on the inside then to Ambro Courage. Now the Reed Man just flicking a rein at Unforgiving to get her back on the bit here, with God Forbid really making her chase. There followed Stars and Sound 1-1. Royal Taz has got a bit to offer, but locked away 3 back on the inside. There followed Cully's Delight working into the race. First home on her back, and River Polka back straight quarter, 28.4. God Forbid still by a length. Unforgiving, she's full out now to come after God Forbid. 2 lengths Cully's Delight and first home. River Polka out wider, homeward bound. God Forbid a length. Unforgiving, she still comes strongly on the outside. 2 lengths first home. God Forbid. Unforgiving slowly but surely getting up on terms with her. Unforgiving. God Forbid will not lie down on the inside. God Forbid beats her out. God Forbid a nose, Unforgiving. First home, third. They were followed Royal Taz, River Polka, Cully's Delight, Stars and Sound, and back last was Ambro Courage, 242.1, 28.2, 56.6 was the last half. God Forbid. Jay Abernathy, he just got the feeling the Reed Man wasn't quite happy with Unforgiving through the back, was just tapping her up, and she couldn't quite get God Forbid here, who gets the big nose out. Unforgiving, a very warm order. Will go down a short margin, then came First Home in for third. Pasos the Jewelers, Mobile Pace. Jabanathi with a nice front-running drive.
Official placings, race 8. Pasos the Jewelers, Mobile Pace. 756-824. 756-824. Horse 7, God Forbid, paced the 2200 metres in 242.23. Mile rate of 158.6. Last 856.6. 428.2. Margins are nose, 2 3/4 lengths, 1 length. 756-824, race 8, Pasos the Jewelers, Mobile Pace.
God Forbid gets her 11th victory tonight at start 43. And that's her 8th victory here under the ribbon of light at Alexandra Park. Inch Perfect, Jabanathi Drive. Wayne Anster's trained at Cambridge. And God Forbid raced also by Wayne, bred by Ms. L.K. Hodgson, along with Studhome Bloodstock Limited and Elsu, 5-year-old brown mare out of Hurricane Dancer. Johnny McRae down there, part of the victory celebrations after the win of God Forbid, going back-to-back after a good victory last Friday night down at Cambridge. 5 Unforgiving Art Major Pure Envy Bay, 4-year-old mare, raced by S.W. McMillan, S.J. Reid, C.H. and T.J. Barlow, J.A. and Mrs. T.C. Screen, Stephen Reid, Summer McMillan, trained at Pookie, Stephen Reid, and 6 First Home, Better's Delight, Slangivar, 6-year-old Bay Gelding for third, raced by S.R. Plant, W.D. Lightbourne and Mrs. B. Gain, Steve Telfer, Chris Garlick, trained at Papakura, Scott Phelan. 7 God Forbid, 6 even and $1.60. 6 even and $1.60. 5 Unforgiving, $1 even, $1. 6 First Home, $2.90. $2.90. Quinella, $3.40, $3.40. Trifecta, $121.60, $121.60. First 4, $364.50, $364.50. 4 and 7 in the double, $8.80, $8.80. 4 and 5 concession, $1 even, $1. And we wait for an update to filter through on pick 6 with 2 legs remaining. Race 9, Auckland Co-op Taxi, 303,000 trot over the 2,200 metres for a stake of $12,000. There are no scratchings. And that race is time to go, with the new start time of 10:33. Just note too, Clover Chance in that race on debut will have the removable deafeners and blinds on tonight. Removable deafeners and blinds on number 3, Clover Chance in race 9.
$13.14 with the 4th number to come there in Hong Kong. Tight go for the winner here at Alexandra Park. Unforgiving has been held off or the challenge of Unforgiving's been held off by God Forbid, who kicked again, and, very good effort. 7, 5, 6 and 8. 7, 5, 6 and 8. The winner, God Forbid, $6 and $1.60. 5, Unforgiving, $1. And number 6, First Home, $2.90. Quinella, $3.40. Trifecta, $121.60. The first 4, 7, 5, 6 and 8 pays $364.50. $8.80 the double. Concession paid $1 on 4 and 5 on the 8th at Alexandra Park. Gee, that was tight. Good go, God Forbid. And it did upset Unforgiving, who was $1.45 at one stage with bookmakers. In terms of the pick 6, we've had all the 4s run broken up. So 4, 4, 4, 7, and we go from about 600 live, from 600 to 49.5 live units, with the 2 legs still to go. Of course, we are back a race there at Alexandra Park. The new start time for race number 10 is 2 minutes to 11 o'clock after a veterinarian couldn't quite make it to the track on time for that start time of the first. Okay, we're 5 minutes away from the next at Albion Park, meeting code 34, race number 3. It is our first visit to Albion Park. The dogs in Queensland are mixed 4th and 5th grade. So we're not too far from that. That'll be our next live race in terms of coverage on TAB Trackside 1, and from the sounds of things it's going to be another good night of racing at Sandown Park as Fernando Bale goes around at around about 20 minutes to 1 a.m. if you're staying with Trackside 2. Well, let's continue with the Rugby World Cup, and if you're getting up early for that, you'll know what that's like, the early rising, as we look at the preview of Argentina against Tonga.
The Rugby World Cup TAB update time, and it is Argentina against Tonga, and Richard Turner, our former All Black co-host here. I think it's all about Argentina in this one. They've been sitting back waiting for this matchup.
Yeah, had to wait a long time too, and they're clearly interested in keeping their campaign on track. So they're wanting to finish number 2 in this pool. Very important, clearly, to get the win over Tonga. And whilst they've waited for a long time, the Tongans are having to back up. Short turnaround for them, so Argentinians will really look to try and take advantage of that.
Yeah, I think too with the Tongans, their style of play is an exhausting style of play, isn't it? So that's just a huge trump card for the Argentinians.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Argentinians they'll try and suffocate them, because they'll be happy with that. They'll be happy to try and muscle up against them, and they'll back themselves to outmuscle the Tongans. So they'll try and suffocate them. They'll try and swallow them. It might not be a great spectacle because the Argentinians don't want it to be open, because that plays into the hands of the Tongans. But just Argentina all about getting the win in this one.
My crystal ball says close in the first half, opens up as the Tongans get tired in the second half. I think you can formulate a winning bet through this one. Have a look on the TAB app. The lime green phone's got it all, and on the website. Have a look at this one.
Pedigree is everything. Mark III son Sir Lincoln, down under's some beach somewhere, has a sire's pedigree.
The leader is Sir Lincoln, out by 2. It's Sir Lincoln down from the North Island. He's holding the anvils in the Sire Stakes final. Sir Lincoln is clear. It's all Sir Lincoln.
A sensational performance from barrier 15. Sir Lincoln, all class in 155 and 3. Sir Lincoln, the Sire Stakes for Lincoln Farms.
Hi, Miles Gaisley car dealer. Gaisley's the sales, service and parts agents for Nissan, Volkswagen, Skoda, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Fiat, Alfa Romeo, MG and import of the world's latest luxury cars. Visit one of our 3 factory-approved dealerships or online at gaisley.com.
With Rugby World Cup played overseas and overnight, bet before bedtime to make every match a winner. Go head-to-head, pick first try score or increase the odds with special offers. And wake up to a dream result. TAB, are you in?
The third of 10 races coming in from Albion Park. A nice program there in Brisbane this evening. So we're up to the third, and this one's a mixed 4th and 5th grade over the 520 metres. 6 over here, 310. top elect ahead of a couple of chances between $6 and $7. 9 Spanish Queen comes out of the 8 box off the ballot at $6.10. $6.80 for number 3 Swift Pirate, and a couple between $7 and $8. Veuve and Oxley Ruby, drawn boxes 1 and 2 respectively, and holding that quote. We're expecting some more cash to come in fairly shortly. Of course, we are talking about Rugby World Cup and the games coming up this weekend. Tell you what, the Wallabies England, that is the game that tickets have been selling at Twickenham for $10,000 plus for that match, as the pool of death really throws up quite an interesting contest, you'd say, with the English. The English, well, they're really on the cusp after that defeat to Wales. Michael Checker and the Wallabies have really got a spring in their step after the win against Fiji, and it looks like they're retaining a similar team lineup to the one which beat the Islanders to go up against the English. And it is the strongest team that Michael Checker can get, and that game will be played in the early hours of Sunday morning. It's going to be a right Bobby Dazzler. In the early hours of the morning. TAB Sport, plenty of options you can take a look at tab.co.nz. That'll be a head-to-head game for sure. There's the dividends from the previous at Hong Kong, 10-13-14. Contentment, favourite delivers for John Size and Joe Moreira. We're at the boxes though, Albion Park, meeting 34, race number 3. We join the call.
Primarily from awkward boxes. Rightio guys, thanks a lot. Yeah, over here there's one of those greyhounds who can't draw a decent box most of the time, but she still has great form. Green light. Racing. Out fast, Verve near the inside from Senor's Mistress. Over here is Roaring down the outside to get to second. Into the first turn they go, and Verve out by 2 to over here. A length away then Senor's Mistress, and Oxley Ruby got back to 4th in front of Swift Pirate. Well back now is Up the Attitude, King Elliot, and the last one is Spanish Queen off the back. Verve the Lamplighter, and said Catch Me If You Can, booted away from Senor's Mistress, Oxley Ruby. Over here got into a bit of a trouble up there, but it's all Verve. Verve wins again. Senor's Mistress second, Oxley Ruby third, and King Elliot was 4th. They were followed in then by Spanish Queen, and further back was Swift Pirate, Up the Attitude. Well, over here got into trouble coming around the top circle, but wasn't going like a winner at the time. Verve was number 1, Neil Thompson, 10.40 and 2.50. Scored from the 1 box in similar fashion here last week. 5, Senor's Mistress, 3.50. Number 2, Oxley Ruby at $1.10. So it is 1, 5 and 2. 1, 5 and 2. Verve. Neil Thompson owning and training. This daughter a bit chilly and champagne shell. That's 3 in a row now for Verve. Splits 5.50.
They should be 1, 5, 2 and 4, those numbers. They'll be posted in a moment. 1, 5, 2 and 4. We'll have the official result as soon as it becomes available here on TAB Trackside 1. We are around about 8.5 minutes away from our next race, number 9. It's the Auckland Co-op Taxis 303,000 trot. A Cougar's Son is the favourite, $1.95 with bookmakers, $2.60 on the tote. Not as short as our previous favourite, Unforgiving, who was just beaten by God Forbid. Just nosed out on the line. Very good finish to the that previous leg of pick 6. That was the 4th leg. We've got 2 legs remaining as pick 6 continues. New start time 2 minutes to 11 o'clock. We'll take a break. We're 8 minutes away from the next of the park.
Off the Track returns with Brendan McCullum, one of the country's favourite sporting sons who is building a new future in racing. McCullum's sporting prowess includes rugby, and we get a definitive answer on whether he upstaged a current All Black at his own game.
We played together in one team, and in that instance I was selected in front of him, so I don't know who...
You dine out on that? Is that the...
Of course I do. Every time it comes up I get a little smirk across the face.
Who was that All Black legend? Find out Trackside 1, 7:30pm on Monday, October 5, when Steve Davis presents a new season of Off the Track.
welcome back to TAB Trackside 1. Good to have your company for a Thursday night. On air a wee bit later tonight with the final race delayed there out of Alexandra Park, or the meeting put back by one race. More importantly, the last at 2 minutes to 11 o'clock after the vet didn't arrive on track on time. A few traffic problems in around Auckland, but our last event will now be at 2 minutes to 11 o'clock out of Alexandra Park tonight. A reminder that our shows, our magazine shows, they'll be back on Trackside 1 in the next week or so, including Weigh In, which has its new Sunday morning time slot. So tune into that on Trackside. It'll be Trackside 2 for our meeting. Trackside 2 if you're looking for Weigh In, and that is back with a wrap-up of feature racing from Hastings, Livermore Day Saturday, star performers from the midweek, how Kiwis are doing overseas, and discussion on some of the issues taking place in New Zealand racing, and there are plenty of issues to be discussed, I'm sure you will agree. Jason Fleming and Bevan Sweeney are on the panel, which is headed by Karen Fenton-Ellis on Weigh In this coming Sunday. Check your listings on tab.co.nz TV schedules page. It'll be on Trackside 2. Ninth event at Alexandra Park. Craig, we've got another short-priced favourite here.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. Sorry for the delay there. Just catching up with Tony Hurley here around Ahoka Punter, and we'll play that interview in on the weekend anyway regarding how he's come through tonight. And he's very happy with the run. Felt that there's still further improvement there, as you would expect. Here to a fortnight's time, and then getting towards the Ashburton Flying Stakes. So big performance tonight, Ahoka Punter. Scott Phelan very happy with Lance Wood Lizzie. She actually flattened out at the 50 metre mark. He thought he was going to get past, but condition-wise she just blew out that last 50 metres, and she'll take further improvement. No movements in the markets for the New Zealand Cup coming through from the racing desk, so if you wanted to back any one of those, you'll still get, I think, $4.80 for Sky Major and $8 with the winner, Ahoka Punter. Let's talk to Zach Butcher. He drives the first starter in race number 9. Zach, you drive one for Robbie Hughes tonight. De Vella de Luna, first starter by Sky Valley. Don't know a lot about it, and you probably don't either, but the workout form has been quite solid.
Yeah, I got the inside word from Dad. He's been driving at the workouts, and he said only a bad drive gets it beat, so he's put all the pressure on me. So it's got a little bit of speed, and it has been trialling right. So if she does all things right tonight and ends up handy enough, from what Dad's saying, she won't be too far away either.
Mate, you've got a great book of drives tonight. All the best.
Cheers, Will.
Yeah, thanks, Zach, for his time tonight. Busy man, a lot of drives, and had a couple of winners tonight already as well with race 2, and also later on in the program with Leanne's Boy at the stable runner from the Barry Purdon barn. There's a favourite on screen at the moment, a Cougar's Son, trained by Vaughan and Peter Blanchard at Pookie Curry. Of course, he got that win 3 starts ago, and that was a penalty-free win, being invited drivers race, so he stays in maiden company, being very well placed. Since then, he's had 2 seconds, one behind Princess McKendon, the other one behind Thanks Shane. That margin was, I think, about a nose last time. Building to another win, the Son of Monarchy out of Yummy Lace. Manners are usually pretty good, and he has to be right in the mix again, a Cougar's Son. And saying that, I don't think he's $1.65 shot that I think he was this morning, or $1.85. He's out to $2 on the tote. It's quite a nice field. There's a few unknown in here. Val de Luna is one of them. Clover Chance is another. And even the likes of Viking Ruler, trained by Glenn and Peter Wolfenden, by Sundon out of Natural Glow. Around about that $5.50 mark, $6.50 on the book. 2 runs, a third and a fifth, and both times has gone good races. Wouldn't leave it out of the mix in race number 9 tonight. So for me, I marked them 6 on top with 4, 3 and 5. Best of the rest will be Duke Castleton. He's at 15-1 for Jimmy Cole. He's just building to a win, this horse. His last 2 fourths, both times gone cheeky races. And of course, a former Southerner was trained by the Hills early on in its career. And Jimmy Cole trains and drives tonight. The Son of Monarchy out of Castleton's gem, Duke Castleton. Thought his last 2 efforts had merit and wouldn't be the worst in race number 9 tonight. Aaron's numbers in the 9th tonight. He is with 6 on top of Cougar's Son to beat 5, 4 and 8. 6, 5, 4 and 8 in the trot. Aaron, 2 minutes out to your next, the Auckland Co-op Taxis 300 3000 trot, and the favourite is a Cougar Son.
Yeah, I've gone the way of a Cougar's Son. Of course, won one of the Island of Origin Drivers Series races, 3 starts ago. Good runs and defeats since then. David Butcher up for Peter and Vaughan Blanchard. So we'll go with the Monarchy 6-year-old over 5 Viking Ruler. Plenty to like about what he's produced in 2 runs thus far. Glenn Wolfenden for Peter and Glenn, the trainers. We'll put in the 4 Valdela Luna. Zach Butcher there for Robbie Hughes. Robbie looking for a couple on the program after Tassie's Devil winning earlier tonight. And 8 Sir Henry Castleton. Manners will be the key around him. If he does step, he'll be a major player in this race. Sir Henry Castleton, horse 8. 6, 5, 4 and 8 for me.
Thanks, Aaron. Of course, on track tonight is the Kiwi Punters Championship. Just catching up with Richard Bromley to give you an update prior to the last race. Jamie Syndicate, $1,630. They're in front of the Grab the Auckland Money Syndicate. That's a good syndicate. Grab the Auckland Money Syndicate. They're on $1,580 prior to that last event. So not much between the first 2, and then to get back to the Sopraya Syndicate, which are on around about $900. So that's a quick update on the Kiwi Punters Championship. We'll try and get another update before race number 10 tonight. Of course, Richard Bromley doing a great job from the Met here at Alexandra Park tonight. They're on the first 4 tonight in the owners and trainers room. And of course, I think that's 16 entries into the competition a fortnight ago. So good response and a good innovation. Well worth getting involved in. Of course, there's still many more events to happen, and we'll find out from Richard just prior to the last tonight who is leading going into the Canam Mobile Pace for the claimers. Of course, I think Kerry Hobbs Syndicate, they were the winners here at Alexandra Park last time. They got the money with Debs Powell in the last. I think they got $11 of the last trifecta. He had, I think the syndicate had 2 entries in. They run first and third, so good on you, Hobbsy. And the Taranaki boys got the money. They always get the money, those Taranaki boys. Not sure if they're in the syndicate having a go tonight, but good luck if you're having another crack. On start time for race number 9. Favourite is runner number 6, a Cougar's Son. He's $175 the book, $190 the tote. David Butcher takes the drive. Here's Aaron.
Thanks. So the 9th on the program, and a Cougar's Son, $1.80, $1.20. Viking Ruler, $5.50, $1.80. Sir Henry Castleton, $8.20 and $1.90. The square gate is about to be called up to the barrier strand for the 9th on 2015 Spring Cup night. The feature taken by Ahoka Punter. So they face up to starter Frank Phelan. The barrier strand releases and they're often trotting. And Sir Henry Castleton, the only one to make a mistake in the early stages of the contest. First out is Duke Castleton from Valdela Luna. Just going roughly at that point now. She'll gallop and go back through the field. And Donna May has come through to be prominent with Clover Chance now on her back. To the outside, Georgie Smile, then South Coaster. A Cougar's Son safely on the journey with Viking Ruler. Valdela Luna's back in a break of 8 lengths and a similar margin. Sir Henry Castleton, 1,800 to go. Donna May through to lead for the Magic Man, Morris McHenry, a length and a half. In the trail, Clover Chance, Duke Castleton, Jim Cole sitting Park, Georgie Smile, 1-1. South Coaster, 3 back on the inside. And then came a Cougar's Son racing on the outside of Viking Ruler, who just gets up on the nickel here, Viking Ruler, as Glenn asked it to come back to get on the back of a Cougar's Son in the running line. Further back, Valdela Luna. And now Sir Henry Castleton, he's galloping ferociously out the back here. 51-4 was the lead time. They sweep across the showgrounds turn, 13.50 left to go. Donna May leads Duke Castleton. Then Clover Chance getting the lovely drag in the trail on debut. 1-1 Georgie Smile, South Coaster, and the Wizard Todd Mitchell, 3 back on the inside. Then came a Cougar's Son, David Butcher in the running line, and 3 back. Viking Rulers on its back. Valdela Luna on the inside of those, and Sir Henry Castleton's galloped out of contention. 33-6 the opening quarter. Auckland Co-op Taxis, 303,000 trotter circuit to go. Donna May, the daughter of Pegasus Spur. Onto the stables corner final time over Duke Castleton. In the trail is Clover Chance, the Thanksgiving 5-year-old on debut. He's had a lovely trip. Then Georgie Smile doing everything right tonight. Back on the inside, South Coaster. Then a Cougar's Son. Valdila Luna back in the field. And with that, Viking Ruler 33 and 2 the second quarter. Donna May through the back. Leads a half a length. On the outside, Duke Castleton. Clover Chance still enjoying that perfect run in the trail for Mango. 1-1 then Georgie Smile and Anna Donnelly. Back on the inside then was South Coaster there, followed by a Cougar's Son. DJB's about to stoke up the race favourite. Viking Ruler waiting for that move. And Valdila Luna back last of the winning chances. 400 left to go. Donna May trotted the back straight quarter, 30.5. Clover Chance galloped behind her. Duke Castleton's right outside her as they come for home. Georgie Smile, a Cougar's Son, and Viking Ruler. South Coaster's off stride, homeward bound. Donna May, Duke Castleton, Georgie Smile, a Cougar's Son. Viking Ruler to the outside. Donna May, a Cougar's Son. Sprints hard. Duke Castleton between runners. Viking Ruler down the outside, a Cougar's Son. DJB's in for a winning double. Viking Ruler up for second. Donna May third. Then Georgie Smile, Duke Castleton. Further back, South Coaster. He didn't get much luck across the top. Was hindered with the gallop of Clover Chance. Valdela Luna galloped a couple of times in the run, and Sir Henry Castleton to be the last in 258.3, 29.4, 59.9 the last half. Beautiful, patient David Butcher drive gets a Cougar's Son home. The Monarchy 6-year-old win 2 at start 12. Viking Ruler, he's finished the race off powerfully for second. He won't be a maiden too much longer. Donna May, a game run for third in front of Georgie Smile, number 9, to make up the first 4. A Cougar's Son, too good.
Official placings, race 9, the Auckland Co-op Taxis 300 3000 trot. 652971. 652971. Horse 6, a Cougar's Son, trotted the 2200 metres from a stand in 258.27. Mile rate of 210.4. Last 859.9. 429.4. Margins 1 1/4 lengths, 1 1/4 lengths, 1 3/4 lengths. 652971, race 9, Auckland Co-op Taxis 300 3000 trot.
A Cougar's Son to come back at the head of the field, raced by Karen Blanchard along with Ms. C.L. Ball, the breeder of a Cougar's Son, a Monarchy Yummy Lace 6-year-old bay gelding. Peter and Vaughan Blanchard trained at Pukekohe, and David Butcher to come back at the head of the field, picks up a winning double on the program tonight. Roger Barnes down there to be part of the victory celebration, steward of the Auckland Trotting Club. Nice win, a Cougar's Son, win 2 at start 12. Was part of the Island of Origin Drivers Series, hence why it's back in maidens after its nice win. What is now 4 starts ago. 5 Viking Ruler, Sundon 6-year-old bay gelding out of Natural Glow, raced by GP Wolfenden, WD Flanagan, RD Price and PC Wyatt. Glenn and Peter Wolfenden, the trainers at Pukekohe. Glenn doing the driving, and 2 Donna May for third. Pickers a Spur. May the Sun Shine, 4-year-old bay mare for MF Ball, S. Carson, Mrs. S.M. Cornwall and S.J. Cornwall, Michelle Wallace, Bernie Hackett, trained at Waiuku, Morris McKendry. 6, a Cougar's Son, $1.70, $1.20, $1.70 and $1.20. 5 Viking Ruler, $1.80, $1.80. And 2 Donna May, $2.40, $2.40. Quinella Returns, $3.60, $3.60. Trifecta, $37.20, $37.20. And the first 4, $391.20, $391.20. Once we get an update through on how many live in Pick 6, we'll bring it to you with those horses coming out on the track for the last. The last event is the Canam Mobile Pace over the 2,200 metres. And we take out 6 River Emperor and also 7 Nicole Viatasova. No third dividend available in the last. The new start time is 2 minutes to 11 o'clock.
One for me.
Yep. So 8 for Jenny, certainly 8 for me as well. I think YY. I think if Blizzard was better drawn, I think I would go with Blizzard, but I think YY certainly, as I say, on the basis of that last run. Brett's gone with Blizzard. Of course, he flagged this one up much earlier on in the season. Watched it win last time out, and even from the bad draw should go nicely again, with YY in second and then Heroico in third. And I've gone with the same numbers, just in a slightly different order. There's certainly 3 standout horses. There are 1 or 2 others, as I say, at slightly bigger prices, but I think in terms of potential improvers and those horses who could definitely be better than this grade, I think they're the 3 you want to be looking at. And here are the quartet hot picks as well, with those 2 banker selections, 360 combinations in all.
Been some good racing today, hasn't it?
Yeah, there has been.
Not listening to me, getting up to score, of course, and Contentment, very impressive in winning, just eased down on the line. Quite like the win of Sensation as well. I thought his first up effort there was good. He's a solid type of horse. I just wonder whether they can keep him sound. He hasn't had that many runs, but if they can keep him sound, if there's going to be a bright future for him.
I think that was quite a good Class 3 race, and he's won it very nicely. So, yeah, I think the future could look pretty bright for that horse as well. At a slightly higher level there is Neil Callan aboard Goal for Gold, 20s at the moment on the board. And, well, if he was to win and Moreira was out of the money, we'll have to go on count back. But other than that, it's going to be tricky for Neil to overhaul Moreira at the top of the Jockey Challenge. There is San Nicasio, the horse that you were saying looked very good in the parade.
He does. He wouldn't shock me at all the way he presented in the parade. He's only just missed out in the top 4. Good-natured horse. He looks fit enough.
Yeah.
He's got some ability. He's arrived with ability, so very interested to see how he goes here.
This is Dynamism in the hands of Douglas Waitu. An interesting form at longer trips. It'd be quite fascinating to see how he goes at this 1,200 metre trip. Wouldn't totally rule him out, but I think it's more a case of seeing how he goes with other races in mind as the season progresses. Well, that light is flashing for the 10th and final time today. It's been a really terrific card, hasn't it, Brett? Hope you've enjoyed it. You've just got one more to go.
Yes, John, final race of the day. It has been a terrific day of racing with the National Day Cup and the Celebration Cup, our first group races for the season. have group races coming up again at the end of the month. The Premier Bowl over the 1200 metres and the Oriental Watch Sha Tin Trophy over the mile. Plenty of simulcast racing coming up as well in October. Of course, Spring Carnival down in Australia. And this is a quality Class 2. Final race of the day, the Beijing Handicap. Favourite is number 8, YY, the son of Lonhro at 3.3, 4.8 for Arroyo, who's a son of Starcraft, and as is Blizzard, the other almost equal favourite in the race at 3.3. Outside of that trio, double figures on offer. High 5 at 10, 14 looks like the Cat, who's had surgery for a roaring condition in the off-season. 18 for Goal for Gold. He's come down a little bit, 21 down to 18, and then 24, My Little Friend. But punters feel it's YY, Arroyo or Blizzard to take out race 10 of the afternoon here at Sha Tin. Not listening to me, winning the National Day Cup in magnificent fashion, and Contentment beating Giant Treasure in the Celebration Cup. Last couple to load. Go Baby Go. YY to come up with Arroyo. Very little between the trio. Light flashing, 1200 metres. Race 10 at Sha Tin. Oh, Arroyo a little fidgety in barrier number 1. YY likewise set, ready, and they're off and racing now, and Arroyo jumped perfectly off the inside. California Bounty away quickly with Go Baby Go, and they've got superior pace, and they'll set up the lead early on. California Bounty on the inside of Go Baby Go. Lovely to Lovely quickly up to third from Arroyo, who parks in YY, and Blizzard's come across. He's in the first half of the field, but he's 3 deep down the side. Smart Man next from San Nicasio, and then Skyrockets looks like the Cat. Goal for Gold in the latter part. 2 back Dynamism, My Little Friend, and High 5 went back last of all. Go Baby Go is tearing along in the lead. He's a length and a half in front from California Bounty and Lovely to Lovely. YY, Blizzard's been wide the trip, but he continues to move up. Arroyo's hunting down on the rail. They're in the straight. Go Baby Go from California Bounty. Arroyo's coming through. Blizzard. YY's not doing enough. Then San Nicasio. It's still Go Baby Go. Arroyo's trying to bullock his way clear. Blizzard out in the middle part of the track. Go Baby Go. Blizzard, Arroyo, and then California Bounty. Go Baby Go, joined by Blizzard, then Arroyo. Blizzard going to the front. He's a classy animal, this guy. Blizzard from Go Baby Go and Arroyo. Dynamism flew late, took fourth from My Little Friend, and then Goal for Goal. Then came Lovely to Lovely from California Bounty. San Nicasio, Smart Man, High 5, Skyrockets, and YY only beat one home. Looks like the Cat. Blizzard from Go Baby Go, Arroyo and Dynamism, and Eyecatcher in fourth. Well, he rode him aggressively, Teton, from barrier number 12. He had him up there punching at them. Fourth and fifth, he's covered ground. And he's had a little cheeky look around at the end there, Karis Teton, asking where's the opposition. Well, Kei Cheong is going to win one soon. Another second placing for her on Go Baby Go, and Arroyo third, 11.42. He took a little bit of time to get clear Arroyo in the stretch. 3 is fourth, 11.42 and 3.
Yeah, sounds like a bit of time as a bridesmaid in terms of placings for Kei Cheong there. We'll have that official result from Hong Kong as soon as it becomes available, but 11.42 and 3 look to be those numbers at Sha Tin to wrap up the card. Back to Alexandra Park we go with Craig Thompson. Craig, looking ahead to tomorrow night at Addington Raceway. They've assembled quite the field for that featured trot as we look towards the Dominion.
Absolutely, Mark. It's going to be a good guide, isn't it? We've got Master Lavros coming in fresh. Obviously, Stent the same condition. Habibti's been back at the workouts and trials. It's a really good contest. Of course, Stent missed that race at Mochikarara last week, and that might have been a blessing in disguise. The way a few of them walked home, Mark, and around about 67 seconds. That last half, Shimon was a victim of a wet track there. But I think tomorrow night, Stent, he's had a couple of trials this time and he's looked very good. Of course, Master Lavros has had one trial. That was at Addington behind Young Stranger. And of course, Young Stranger went on to win next start. always races well, Master Lavros. The key to him is to get him away from a stand. He's 1 off the 30-metre mark. There's 2 off the front, 1 off 20. And then the rest group, the big lot, I think there's about 6 of them are off that 30-metre handicap. So Mark Jones can step him. He'll be very hard to beat tomorrow night. But Stent, he's $1.60 favourite. Might bring that market up. That's option 807 tomorrow night at Addington. Of course, all fixed odds out at the moment for the New Zealand Metropolitan Trotting Club's meeting there at Addington tomorrow night. Greg O'Connor and, of course, Mark McNamara. $1.65 for Stent. He opened at $1.60. Master Lavros stays steady at $3.50. Habibti, well, she was a trial winner during the week at Ashburton on Tuesday. Went 3.7 a mile and a half. Habibti, the mare by Love You. We haven't seen her for quite some time for David Butt. She is at $9. Kinkasler at $11. An interesting runner here is Jags Invasion, who was an impressive trial winner, or a workout winner. I think it was about a week ago. This one, Nathan Williamson brings north by Arbro Invasion and has been backed in from 9 to 8. Would be my best roughie in the race. Jags Invasion at longer odds. Always comes to hand very quickly. Has won at Addington in the past. But yes, Stent, Master Lavros, Habibti. 3 Class X go round in race number 9 at race number 7 at Addington tomorrow night at 8:16. Race number 9, the feature pace for the Class 4 to 9 paces, Art Union for me. Stand out for the night. 165. Draws barrier number 8. I thought he'd be very hard to beat. Franco Harrington coming off the run behind Chris and me last week. He was beaten an awful long way. It's about 12 lengths behind him. He is at $2.80. He's got gate speed. He's got a good draw. Definitely in the mix, Franco Harrington. Outside them, we've got Louis Risk, $9.50. Quick as a Trick at $8.50. And the mare Delightful Dash at a quote of $9.50. Of course, Dexter will stick with Art Union, and Johnny Cox will pick up the drive on the Bruce Negus train Delightful Dash. That is the Watkins Flooring Riccarton Mobile Pace, and that race will be at 7 minutes past 9 tomorrow night. Fixed odds out at the moment. $1.65 favourite is Art Union. Our last here at Alexandra Park tonight is for the Claimers. Favourite here is with runner number 4 with a vengeance at $2 the book, $2.80 the tote. Elliot Daniel, $2.80 the tote. $2.80 the book, $2.50 the tote. So not much between these two runners. With a vengeance, very unlucky last start at Cambridge Raceway. Got to be very hard to beat tonight. Jack McKinnon takes the drive, trained by Tim Vince, who got the money with Debs Powell in a similar race in the last race at Alexandra Park. Last time out, he trains with a vengeance in the last. I can give you the wall pace for the pick 6 tonight. Of course, the first leg taken out by Leanne's Boy, Good Looking Babe, a Hoka Punter, God Forbidden, a Cougar's Son. With Classy Gent, it's 16,000, 25,000 with Cashin, 25,000 with Charming Desire, 2,400 with Elliot Daniel, 3,078 with a vengeance, and 10,000 with Atomic Falcon. If you're live in the late quaddie, a Hoka Punter, God Forbidden, a Cougar's Son. Favourite way in the quaddie is $82 with Elliot Daniel, $95 with a vengeance. And the rest, well, over $200 with the next best backed Atomic Falcon. My numbers in the last. I'm with 5 with a vengeance. The best roughie here, 3 Charming Desire. Very unlucky last start. 1 for longer odds if you want to bang it in there. $13 on the tote. I put 4 Elliot Daniel in. The horse that will leave the gate quickly is runner number 2, Cashin. Set them up in a 41 lead-up last start and capitulated. I think you go on the run 2 starts ago behind Walkinshaw. We went 243 at Cambridge. Maybe a better guide. Cashin, 1 for longer odds in the last. Aaron's numbers in the last, he's 5, 4 and 8. 5, 4 and late 8 in the last with a vengeance in front of Elliot Daniel. And, of course, Atomic Falcon. Don't forget, tomorrow night at Melton, a couple of the New Zealand Cup contenders go round at 11:30. Arden Rooney and Franco Ledger. Of course, they are in the rankings for the New Zealand Cup at the moment. They go around tomorrow night at 11:30. And Rudy's ranked 2nd, and I think Franco Ledger's 4th. They're on the free-for-all, 11:30 tomorrow night at Melton, so worth watching there. I think Philadelphia man's in that race as well. Of course, harness racing continues not only at Addington tomorrow, Saturday. Invercargill have a small program down there, 7 races, and then on Sunday, don't forget punters, $100,000 pick 6 on Sunday afternoon at Timaru. First race at Timaru at 12:31, and the first leg of pick 6 there will kick off at 2:35. Trusty Best Bets fields available in there at the moment, of course on sale today or this morning. $5 your best bets. 172 pages and around about 18 metres covered in the best bets, including all the harness racing meetings, all the Australian meetings as well, and that Timaru meeting on Sunday afternoon, $100,000 pick 6 guaranteed. I'm pretty sure with 60,000 dead money it will exceed that. Let's get to Aaron White with his thoughts on the last tonight at Alexandra Park. Aaron, it's been a good night. Highlight obviously taken out by a Hoka punter. Good undercard as well. The last for the claimers. You can pick one of these up for $9,000 if you were wanting to get involved.
Yeah, you did right there. It's good to have these claiming races too, with a vengeance for me. Running on last time, a touch unlucky and behind 4 Stars Shiraz down at Cambridge. Good fourth and behind Deb's pal here 2 weeks ago. Jack McKinnon doing the driving for Tim Vince. So we'll go with the 5. 4 Elliot Daniel. Well, you got 2 starts back in its form line after winning the claimer here 3 starts ago. It was third and behind Risk and Down Under Stride. Well, those two, of course, win and second in the Te Awamutu Cup last Friday night. So Elliot Daniel, $3.30. I don't think With a Vengeance should be $1.60 over Elliot Daniel, $3.30, with that form line of Risk and Down Under Stride through Elliot Daniel. The 8 Atomic Falcons in the mix, and 2 cash-in for combination players here. 5, 4, 8 and 2. Yeah, it's been a good night, hasn't it, Craig? Hoka punter continuing on his path to the second Tuesday in November. The son of Better's Delight, a couple of winners for Better's tonight. Good run to there by Lancewood Lizzie in the feature, and of course Leanne's Boy, first run out of the Barry Purdon team tonight. I thought his win was very, very good indeed, with Zach Butcher doing the driving.
Absolutely, Aaron. 327 for a trotter. That is certainly moving along, and he will take further improvement out of that, and has been backed in, I think, to $28 from the $41 quote in the Dominion Handicap. And behind the mobile for the last time tonight, thanks to Sal for passing on all the relevant information from the TAB for us to pass on to you for the final time. Here's Aaron for the call on the claimer.
And 23.98 live in pick 6. This is the final leg, just a half a dozen contestants in the claimer. Brought to us by Canam as they work into the lane. 2 1/4 laps under the ribbon of light at Alexandra Park to wrap up a Hoka Punters 2015 Alabar Spring Cup night. And they're underway. Cashin shows its customary gate speed to go off and take the early lead off Classy Gent. Sitting down in third is Charming Desire as they work past us with 2 to go. Elliot Daniel will settle in fourth. On its back is the race favourite With a Vengeance, and Atomic Falcon to be the last. They pace out to the 1850 and cash them with a lead margin of 4 to 4.5 lengths over Classy Gent as they turn up into the back straight. In third is Charming Desire, 3 lengths Elliot Daniel With a Vengeance on its back, the $2.10 race favourite. And back last is the third favourite, Atomic Falcon. Through the back they go, 1,600 to run, and the lead time will be cut out in 44.4 by Cashin, the son of Washington VC. For owner-driver Trent Letherby, turning off the back by 2 1/4. Getting that nice drag in the trail is Classy Gent, and 3 back is Charming Desire. Then Elliot Daniel, the second favourite, the son of Live or Die. Won the claimer here back on the 3rd of September. Jay Abernathy gunning for a double on the program tonight. With a Vengeance, Jack McKinnon on its back, at Atomic Falcon, Todd McFarlane the last as they continue to pace an Indian file working into the lane. 1,200 to go. 32 and 6, the opening quarter of the Canam mobile pace to wrap up affairs tonight. Cashin down to the Judge Ballon, 1 to go. Classy Gent. It's a nice run in the trail, and 3 back Charming Desire. Elliot Daniel first to move away from the markers to come forward. With a Vengeance will get a ride home on the back of the second favourite. And the third favourite will get on to the favourites back last as they work the stable's corner final time tonight. Cashin over Classy Gent, Kyle Marshall with the nice run in the trail. Then Charming Desire rival Brownlee as they work out to the 800 metre mark, second quarter. In 33.2, Elliot Daniel has got 1-1 cover now as Charming Desire's come away from the markers. Back over on the inside, 3 back Atomic Falcon With a Vengeance. The race favourite needs to get around all paces to be a winner tonight, but he's only 5 lengths off Cashin. 550 metres left to go. Cashin to the end of the back straight over Charming Desire the outside. Classy Gent waiting the passing lane. Elliot Daniel stoked up out of the 1-1 as With a Vengeance comes out 4 wide now. Back straight quarter has been posted in 30.6 and further away in the field then to Atomic Falcon. They come for home. Charming Desire the inside of Elliot Daniel, a length and a half With a Vengeance. Classy Gent looking to pick up ground the inside and Atomic Falcon. Homeward bound Elliot Daniel. Charming Desire giving plenty the inside. With a Vengeance can't get to Elliot Daniel at this stage. Elliot Daniel 50 to go, and Jabbernathi does pick up 2 wins back from Holiday. And Elliot Daniel too good for With a Vengeance. Third Charming Desire. They were followed Atomic Falcon, Featherback, Classy Gent and Cash in 248.4, 27 for the final quarter, and the half in 58 even. Canam Mobile, the last on the program. Elliot Daniel, the son of Live or Die. That's 2 claiming victories here at Alexandra Park. He won the claimer back on the 3rd of September and does it again tonight. Jabbernathi gets a winning double. With a Vengeance worked home strongly to pick up second late over Charming Desire for third, and the 4th across Atomic Falcon.
Official placings, race 10, the Canam Mobile Pace, 453.812, 453.812. Horse 4, Elliot Daniel, paced the 2200 metres in 248.39, mile rate of 23.1, last 858.1, 427.4, margins 2 lengths, a neck 3.5 lengths, 453.812, race 10, Canam Mobile Pace.
Last call of the night from Judge Graham McLennan. Elliot Daniel back at the head of the field for the Breakout Syndicate, and WS Abernathy, the owners, career win 5 at start 48 this evening. Jabbernathi, the trainer out of Papakura. Jay gets his second driving success tonight too aboard the Live or Die 8-year-old bay gelding out of Sakita, bred by Bernie Lim. And Pat Gubb down there, part of the victory celebrations, a steward of the Auckland Trotting Club. 5 With a Vengeance for second. McArdle, 8-year-old bay gelding out of Matter of Fact. TR Vince, the owner. Tim Vince, trained at Waimalku. Jack McKinnon. 3 Charming Desire. Real Desire, 7-year-old bay mare out of Charming Tricks for Jay. And Mrs. Ellie Brownlee. Ival Brownlee, the trainer driver from Pocono. Elliot Daniel in the last, $2.40 and $1.70. $2.40, $1.70. 5 With a Vengeance, $1.60, $1.60, and 3 Charming Desire, no third. Quinella, $1.80, $1.80. Trifecta, $30.10, $30.10. First 4, $84.30, $84.30. 6 and 4 in the double, $3.40, $3.40. 6 and 5 concession, $1.30, $1.30. 7, 6, 4, the final treble, $44.30, $44.30. Final quaddie on the program tonight, 4, 7, 6 and 4, $82.40, $82.40. Play 6 tonight, $8.60, $8.60. And pick 6 struck by 10.4 winning units. And that returns $2,403.80, $2,403.80 for the 10.4 winning units in pick 6. We race again here under the ribbon of light at Alexandra Park next Friday night, the 9th of October. Until then, from the commentary box, Aaron White bidding you all a very good evening.